Yo, what is up, boys and girls? My name is B Limpid, and this is a little bit of a sequel to my depersonalization video. But before I get into that, my sister just pre-ordered me Halo 4. She just went out and spent $80 because she pre-ordered and bought dinner for me, and I fucking love her right now. So if she ever watches this, I want her to know I love you for doing that for no reason. You're the best. You're the best sister ever. So let's get into this. It's a little bit of a follow-up. I really wanted to get into this because a lot of you guys have requested, like a lot. Like every single person that watches that video now leaves a comment saying, make a part 2, I want to know how you're doing. So I'll tell you how I'm doing. That video was around last year when I made it. Since last year, I went to school, and really it got helped get my mind off of things. But I did, at times I had small little panic attacks that it kind of affected my learning in some cases, because I would just get them and sometimes just go to the bathroom and sit there and just kind of try to calm down. And just a little warning, if you do have terrible anxiety and you don't have depersonalization yet, do never ever touch weed. It's useless. It's even when you are smoking weed and you don't have depersonalization but you do have bad anxiety, you won't have a good trip. It's gonna be a bad trip every time. If you have anxiety, do not smoke weed. It does not help anxiety. It only helps it in small cases. I don't care what anybody fucking tells you. Don't touch weed if you have bad anxiety. If you don't, feel free to do whatever fuck you want with your body. You're lucky. You're a lucky person that you did not have to deal with anxiety at all throughout your life. Now, I have heard of some cases where people, supposedly without anxiety have gotten depersonalization. I don't really know how that works, but I really hope it's not a very common thing. I know that it usually happens to people with bad anxiety, and that's what happened to me. So anyways, since then, I did that, and school was okay, I guess. There were some times where I'd get the panic attacks, but they never really affected me. I mean, it only happened like 5 or 6 times throughout the year, so it really was not a big thing. Then over the summer, I started thinking about depersonalization more or less towards the end, because during the summer I kind of hermited myself, because I wanted to go out and do things, but then again, I really didn't want to. I don't really like having people over because I feel like I have to entertain them. I mean, I don't mind going to other people's houses, but usually when you go over to other people's houses in my grade now, all they want to do is smoke or drink, and I really can't do either of those. I'm not too sure how alcohol affects my state of mind because I haven't gotten drunk since I've gotten depersonalization. I gotten drunk like 5 or 6 times before depersonalization, but I haven't gotten drunk, since I've gotten it. So I'm not really sure how it's going to affect my state of mind, but I don't really want to test it. Maybe one day I'll go out and I will do it just one time. I know that sounds stupid, but I really want to know like how fucked up my mind is, because right now I feel fine. But I did start thinking about it a little bit more over the summer. When I got back into school, I get little small panic attacks now, like that do kind of relate with depersonalization, because I take like a 2-minute nap sometimes. I put my head down, and then I wake up and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck's going on, and then I'm so used to it now that it just doesn't faze me. I wake up and I feel like I'm outside of my body, but then I'm just like, whatever. So really, it's not that bad anymore. It only affects me at certain times during the day, usually after I take a small nap during the class. But it's really not that bad anymore, and I really thought I would update you guys with this, because I want to let you know. I can't stress this enough. If you have depersonalization, it will go away. It won't necessarily, it might go away for you, but you'll get used to it, is what I'm trying to say. You won't notice it. It'll just become part of your life. Like you'll feel like that's what life's supposed to feel like, and eventually it doesn't become that bad. The life I'm living right now, I couldn't be happier, and I know what happy is. Happy is kind of changed a little bit, sure, but I know how happiness feels, and I do feel pretty happy with my life right now. And depersonalization is not something that should ruin your life. If you're one of those people, I was one of those people over the summer that I got it, back when I finished my sophomore year. I was one of those people who stayed inside, in the darkness, and I couldn't stand the light, and I couldn't stand to leave, and I just wanted to play video games, and every time I left my room, I would get terrified, because depersonalization was just so bad. But once you get out and you do things, like when I went to school, that basically just cured everything. Like I was cured right then. Once I got done with the first 2 weeks, I barely, besides those like 5 or 6 instances where I got bad panic attacks during classes that nobody really knew about because I don't like to make a big deal about it. But besides those, my life has been completely, panic-free pretty much. I think I have less anxiety than I used to when I had, bad anxiety. It's not that bad. It's not a hard thing to deal with. You just have to deal with it, though. It's not a hard thing to deal with once you get out and you try to deal with it. So I thought I would give this update video to you guys. I know that a majority of you don't care, but I know that some of you do, and I really wanted to let you guys know it'll be okay. I love you guys. Have a good day.